calm, every open door, let the fear walk in. Truth at the door, knocking for me, says stand up son, put it on now. Belts of the truth, tie it tight, breastplate on. Got my life shoes, hit the ground, ready to go. Mind stayed fixed on the road you showed. I will not bend, I will not run. You train my hands, you shape my lungs, steel in my steps, fire in my chest. I hear the call, and I say yes. Answer the call, answer the call, answer the call. Fear falls back now, fear falls back now. Truth in my mouth, faith on my shield. Answer the call, I will stand here. Oh, oh, oh. Helmet of peace, cover my thoughts, sword in my grip, cuts every lie. When doubt gets loud, you speak first, my heart stays locked on your word. I will not bend, I will not run. You train my hands, you shape my lungs, steel in my steps, fire in my chest. I hear the call, and I say yes. Answer the call, answer the call, answer the call. Fear falls back now, fear falls back now. Truth in my mouth, faith on my shield. Answer the call, I will stand here. Oh, oh, oh. Restore what was left out, cover the cracks, train me in daylight and in the black. When I am weary, you keep me whole, fully equipped, body and soul. Answer the call, answer the call, answer the call. Fear falls back now, fear falls back now. Truth in my mouth, faith on my shield. Answer the call, I will stand here, stand here. Oh, 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 stand here. Oh, 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 oh,
That's awesome. I love it.
Good morning.
Good morning. How was your weekend?
Both bad and good.
I was gonna say,
I've
hey, good, huh?
come, well, I've learned to come, and I had a long phone call with Rick on Saturday, because my son took my cell phone and hid it. I was not allowed to be on electronics on Sunday. But so it's it was Straight River Days in Medford. And so I'm a part of the Exchange Club. So we're part of the events, getting them set up, getting them lined up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was nonstop from Tuesday till Saturday. And then we went to Quick Trip, our local gas station, and our brakes went out.
Oh no.
Our caliper locked, and we had no brakes. So we managed to get home on Friday, but that was as far as it went. So in the process of all that, I had to change brakes. And then we found out the caliper locked, and so we had to have the neighbor run up and grab a new caliper for us.
Yeah, that's always fun.
And it wasn't too bad. But then got everything done, got the leak fixed and everything else. Couldn't figure out why I was still leaking brake fluid, and just the way the caliper was designed on old and new. But the cool part was, so it started smoking the engine. Couldn't figure it out. Thought it was a leaky valve, going through all the worst case scenarios, and we were low on gas or oil. So I ran up to the gas station as I'm riding bike through town, like fourth time that day. A gentleman that actually was friends with my husband's family put out a car for sale for $2,000. Nothing wrong with it, just had brakes done on it, except for the exhaust. Ended up being a Minnesota car, it was rusted. I'm like, oh crap, I don't have $2,000 anymore. So he's actually worked on a payment with us so that we could pay it and get it,
Nice.
But how often do you find a decent car for $2,000?
Not very.
And then willing to hold it for us until we pay it off.
Yeah, that's almost unheard of, but you say he's family?
He knew my husband's dad. So this was a family of Mexicans that when they got here and started working, his dad got them their first rental, then helped them buy their first house
Mm.
and helped them out years. I mean, this is like 20, 30 years ago.
Hmm.
And so because of that and because of what I do and I've been in the paper and they, they're like, oh no, we'll work with you. We understand. We've been in your shoes.
Nice.
It was an interesting weekend. I ended up spending, me and Ariana were in the parade for our state representative, Tom Sexton.
Mm.
And I've learned in this area, and I was teaching him that, ices are like the thing. One, a box of them is like $3. So they're cheap, but kids love them and so do the adults. But the poor guy ended up getting, just bombarded with questions about fraud and all that stuff going on in Minnesota. But,
Well,
Ariana,
that's gonna happen.
well, Ariana had fun. She, had to keep, she was getting worn out trying to keep up.
Mm.
And she goes, I would rather throw out candy for other kids and make them happy than make cake candy. So I'm like, okay, because she could have stayed home with dad and collected candy. But I got to meet the national head of the American Legion.
Yeah, nice.
And they're working out some new ideas to bring the younger generations into the American Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us don't go to the Legion.
Yeah.
And then some of the whack jobs that do, I've been seeing a lot of posts on Facebook. The American Legion is not your drinking bar.
It's not, it's a post. That's why they call it a post.
I know.
It's not a social club. It's for veterans.
Correct. It's for, people that went through a whole lot of shit. And I love how it's designed for people that basically saw combat. You had to have fought overseas or been part of a campaign for overseas. That's why it's the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Right.
Everybody else,
Yeah,
And
I'm not
then
real happy with the veterans of the Vietnam War either.
why?
Well, they were back whenever I was uh in the post here in Chambersburg. They were selling life memberships.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whenever um I think the whole organization lost their charter. So whenever I went back to the post, they said, "Well, your life membership is no longer valid. You got to either buy a new one or pay monthly." And I said, "Yeah, right. Figure those odds." So I never went back.
What?
Yeah,
They should have honored those who did.
shoulda, woulda, coulda,
Yeah.
but I'm not turning it into a bitch session. So I'm just saying.
Now, for those who don't know, what's the difference between a life session and regular membership?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, a life member is only available for those who were either served in country or served. Um, are you talking about any of the organizations or?
Well, like the VFW, I didn't know there was a thing that you could. I thought you had to be involved in the VF for so many years before you could become a life member.
No, no, no. No, if U-214 says that you were uh, in during certain wars, World War, I think it starts at World War One, right up um, through the latest one. There's been so many of them, I don't even remember what. But if your 214 says that you were there, then you are eligible for post membership. You don't have to be a member of the VFW for X amount of months or X amount of years or anything before you can become a life member. If you did your time in country and you were there and you got the ribbon and medals to prove it, yeah, you can apply for
Gotcha.
life membership.
I'm not a big VFW fan in our area because it's ran by a couple just jerks.
Yep, I know.
So I don't do much with them in the
But there
building.
are good ones.
Yeah, there's great ones. There's a couple that I've been to, like in Syracuse that were phenomenal. It just depends on your area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us have different subgroups that we've created for support and stuff like that and hang out. There's quite a few on Facebook that help each other out with questions or getting where we're struggling with certain things.
Yeah, now the post in Chambersburg, post 1599, that's Charles M. Nitterhouse post. And yeah, you're gonna have people that moan and complain about who's in charge and everything, and that's As a matter of fact, I had several guys come up to me and say, "We're nominating you for commander." I said, "No, you're not." But at the American Legion, we're having flag retreat on the 30th, next Tuesday. It's 21-day retreat from Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Memorial Day to July the 4th. That's supposed to be 21 days.
Yeah,
Something.
like yeah, and what people don't understand is your flag, you don't throw it away when it gets torn and ripped. You donate it to your American Legion, your VFW, the Boy Scouts, even, and they will properly dispose of it.
Right. The MVets
And that,
actually have a box that you can, on the outside, it says damaged or old flags. Um, we will take care of it here. Which is
and
really,
that's what we were doing, was
really
going to drop a flag off. And I walked into the VFW. Okay, so in our VFW, to walk into the bar area, that's locked with a key code. So not anyone can walk in.
mm-hmm.
And then you have to walk down a hallway to like a banquet hall area. And I walked in and he's like, just a snotty attitude. Can I help you? Like, sorry, I just want to drop the flag off. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like,
Yeah, maybe he was just having a bad day.
everyone tells me that's just how he is. He doesn't do well with outsiders, and it's like,
Or people.
well, the guy way that a veteran remarked, a gentleman um explained it to me, he's kind of like a dog marking his territory, and he doesn't like the younger generations there. It's like the boys club that only certain boys should attend,
Mm-hmm.
and not a big fan of females. He's one of those.
Mm. You don't know what his upbringing was like, so and I just give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just, here's the flag. I gotta go. I'm just not dealing with you. I've dealt with people like you for years when I was in the military. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't need
And
your
this
attitude.
area is very old school in their thinking. A lot of them
Most
believe
of them are.
that, yeah, women belong in the kitchen, cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids.
Yep.
And some guys make those comments, and I go, and no wonder why you're still single.
You're right. You better put a
Good
filter on
luck.
that mouth. And that's what I would say.
I usually tell them that if you don't want a filter, that's fine, but don't expect me to.
Exactly.
So, did you hear about the plane crash in California with the over by Coronado area? I think it was.
I did. I heard something about that. I'm not exactly positive as to the details, but I did hear something about that.
It There's not a lot of details being released. It's under investigation. It took off. It crashed shortly after takeoff.
Mm-hmm. Was that the B-52?
Yeah, I believe so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, the only thing that I heard was that it was a new. Uh, they it was supposed to be a test flight. They were testing the engines. That's all I heard. So, uh, we will know what the government wants us to know at the time they want us to know it.
That's it.
100%.
It's a it is a need to know basis on anything and everything at the and that was
Exactly.
one thing that a lot of people are complaining about. I know even for a while there during like the Biden administration that, military secrecy. Congress has to know everything.
No, they don't.
And all the bureaucratic crap that goes with it. It's like, do you really want to know everything that happens? There's a lot of things that happen that even the president doesn't know for plausible deniability. There's a reason why security clearances are designed at certain levels and that the president doesn't have the highest security clearance.
Everybody thinks he does, but trust me, he doesn't.
No.
So, yeah, I was out of town all weekend. My wife and I went down to Frederick, Maryland. We were at a conference. That was really um, interesting. It witnessed with our spirits, but, and I say but very lightly, um, it challenged our thinking. I'll put it that way. Challenged our thinking to things that we never thought of before or put much stock in it,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was very, very interesting. And I like the guy speaking. So he's a musician and he came out of the music world uh, and became a Christian a long time ago, about 34 years ago. And he has his head on straight. I'm telling you. I mean, he uh, some of the things he listens to, some of the people he listens to, um, he doesn't share right away. He what he does is he will take what they say or write, what he reads, and he will digest it. You ever notice somebody who feels as though they have something to say uh, at the most inopportune time, but then those who say it, you think, why did they say that? Well, you ought to just hold on to it until the right timing. And sometimes it is the right timing, but sometimes, most of the time, it's not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But if you actually look at it and actually look listen to it. It may not be the right timing for your mindset, and this is something that me and Rick talk a lot about. God's plan is not on our time. God's plan is on his time, and we're supposed to adjust to that. Everything happens for a reason, for a message. When you follow the mission, everything else falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
So, it may not have been in the right timing for you at but it got you thinking so you can adjust your timing to make it work.
Yeah, time is something you'll never get back. And we found that out a long time ago, didn't we?
Mhm.
I was I was sitting in the restaurant yesterday on the way home, and I was looking at my forearm, and I asked my wife. I said, "How the heck did I get so old? My skin looks like lizard skin."
Huh.
And it's just money you'll get back. If you lose money, you'll get it back. Okay, you'll make it back up.
Mhm.
Uh, house. If you lose it, you'll eventually get one back. A job. You lose a job, you look for another one, right?
That's it.
But whenever you lose time, you don't get that back. They say time keeps marching forward, never goes backwards. Unless you're Indiana Jones and you go back in time. But you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep looking and searching for answers and identifying the mission, because the mission will change. The purpose won't, but the mission will. Right?
That's it. And really, well, depending on the purpose, a lot of times that purpose doesn't change. You know, and the core mission never really changes, it just adjusts.
Right.
It's how we accomplish the mission, it's how we design the purpose is what changes, the steps it takes to get there. And it just gets modified based on what we're doing or where we're at in life.
Well, from what was said over the weekend by Don Potter was his name. Uh, we are just one pile of dirt, and we are.
Technic Yeah.
From dust we came, to dust we go.
Mhm.
And um, But if you look at Genesis, whenever we look at Genesis, we read the scripture. God said, "Let us make man in our image." Now, God is not dirt, right?
Correct.
Right.
Well, technically no, but in a way yes, in the sense that he created it all.
Right. Right.
So
And,
in a way you could be looking at it, well, yeah, he kind of is by the tangible sense of what dirt or dust is,
mhm.
as opposed to the insult of dirt.
He's spirit. We are spirit beings having a human experience. Or a dirt experience.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, 100%.
And in Genesis it says he tells man uh, to go and take dominion over the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, dominion over everything. And the earth, the world, has a memory. It is the largest and best computer that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever Cain killed Abel, Abel's blood cried out from the dirt, and the earth remembers. So without repentance for that dastardly deed, or for our own selves, because we're still born under they say sin, but the curse. We're
Right.
still born under that curse. And until we repent of that, um, it's gonna we're not gonna be able to take a dominion. And we need to talk to the earth. And I'm not a tree hugger, but Dawn was saying we need to talk to the earth and say, "Earth, oh earth, hear the word of the Lord." And then speak, to take dominion, to repent. That'll get somebody's thought processes going.
Yeah.
It definitely got mine.
So,
And
question. So, and this is where I struggle with other religions, like Catholics, for instance, you pray to Mary. When you look at the Bible, you look at, this words and everything else, it talks about, praying to false idols and worshiping things other than God.
right,
Where does that fall into that category?
we're not worshiping it.
Then what's the point of talking to dirt? Just saying.
Because dirt remembers. Because we are dirt. We were made out of the garden. That's my take on it. But I recorded it, and it's all on YouTube under oh shoot, I'll have to send you the link. I can't think of it right now, but it's really good. It'll get you definitely thinking. Get the old juices flowing into the brain. Get your synapse prepared.
Right?
That's the way I look at it. That was for me. That was really something that I needed to hear. I may not agree with everything he said, but for the most part, I needed to hear that. And God knows what we need to hear when we need to hear it.
Correct. Not what we want to hear.
Right, exactly.
And so many of us, surround ourselves with yes men to make ourselves feel better.
Right. Or we want to talk theology. We want to talk, argue about, well, where did God come from? How long has God been around? These are empty questions, and empty questions empties the mind, and the empty mind empties the body. I don't care how long God's been around. I don't care where he came from. I do care about my health, my well-being, my family's well-being, and how God's going to supply. That's not. That's not. We do make idols,
Correct.
and God comes along and says, "Okay, time to tear it down."
You know, when you bring that up, it always strikes me about here in Minnesota, the George Floyd thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone painted a mural of George Floyd on the the outside of a building, but it's in an alley.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they talk about building this memorial square where it happened, this mural gets struck by lightning. It's a brick building. It's in an alley. What is the likelihood that a wall gets struck numerous times over different years? It's a brick building.
Yeah. What they use? Metallic paint?
I don't know, but it just, every time we start, because, here we tend to worship and honor the wrong people for the wrong things
Right.
to inflate a cause. Prince,
Exactly.
for instance. Yes, he died, but do we not remember what he died from? He died from a drug overdose. You have Jesse James days. I live by Northfield, which is the bank that Jesse James shot before he was killed, supposedly killed. So they honor Jesse James. Do we forget he was a bad guy?
Right. What we call bad good and good bad.
Yeah.
So they got rid of
We
Charlie
forget
Kirk.
about, yeah. And people like Charlie Kirk, we don't see things going up honoring him and remembering him. And, people like Martin Luther King. It's becoming this so extreme that we're forgetting the good and honoring the bad because it's more controversial, it's more publicized. Bad has always been that fear factor.
Right. Well, Don said something yesterday that even though God is with us all the time,
Mm-hmm.
fear is a dimension that God will not inhabit.
Correct.
But man goes barreling in where angels fear to tread.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is that?
Because fear happens when you lose or misplace temporarily your faith. You know, Absence of faith is where fear lives. Absence of faith is where Satan or the minions or whatever you want to call them, the archangels, demons, where they inhabit, because that's the time that you're easily persuaded to lose your faith. There's a fine line between fear and, oh my God, you're going to die. And I say that because we have the saying, there's no atheist in the foxhole. You're
Right.
scared shitless for this anticipation of what's going to happen. But the minute the bullets start flying, you're praying to God.
Right.
Your head's between your knees, you're praying. Anytime something bad happens, it's after the fear comes in is when your faith comes back. And it's reminding you that we need to keep our faith at all times, not, and it's hard. That's where anxiety sits in. Anxiety is just a fear of lack of control. And at times I struggle with that.
Mm-hmm. We all do. But that's why we're supposed to carry the shield of faith.
Correct.
Because you know as well as I do, the enemy will ambush us.
And it does.
Yeah, he does.
And it's at the times when our guard is down the most.
Yep. Or distracted. In war, we always use distraction to throw the enemy off.
Yes. Kind of like I always, get the kids into thinking about it. It's like an old school street fight.
Mm-hmm.
You move your left hand one way to get them looking at your left hand, so you can punch them with your right.
Yeah.
You divide and divert and conquer. Distract and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets hard when you get out and you don't have that support system in place, because your support system, your life, the way you know it, is gone.
I found my mom's keychain.
So we either try to build it back up or we find others that we fall into, what you want to say, temptation again.
Mm-hmm.
Falling with the wrong crowd because they like us or they have ulterior motives.
And the scary part is, and the sad part is too many of us fall into the category of isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in our own little world because it's comfortable for us. And that's what we've got to change.
Yeah, we sort of sit back on our laurels or on our thumbs and say, I helped others for so many years. Who's coming to help me? I did that. I'm not going out there to try and find somebody or seek help. I'm safe and I feel good by myself right
Mm-hmm.
here. But the gift that is that had been placed within us before time even began just does not go away.
No.
I'm type of person where I like to help people and I want to help people, but I have to do it in a I want to say not a haphazardly way of doing it.
No. That's it's kind of like when you're on an airplane, you got to help yourself first before you can help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to know what you're doing in order to do it. And so many people now are, and this is what bugs me about our system being so unregulated in certain areas. Because you think you can take a 40-hour course, and because you struggled with it, but you've not resolved your own issues, you become a coach or something to help those overcome it, and you have no experience with it.
Right.
And you're giving yourself therapy by working, helping others through theirs, and you're doing more damage than good.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because the phrase that I've learned to hate the most is, I understand what you're going through.
No, you don't.
That even if you experience the same thing I did, which is not possible, there's no way your brain interprets it the same way I do.
Right. So don't even tell me you understand.
No, I understand how your brain is wired and how we can unwire it and readjust your wiring. But how you deal with everything and how you're going through, I don't. You know, I can relate to it, but I don't understand it in the sense that, you know, I can look at you and say, oh, this is exactly how you're going to fix it, and give you a game plan, teach you to do it by yourself. It's not possible. So I hate so many of these, you know, automated self-help crap.
Mm-hmm.
But now you have the new AI therapy.
No, that bull.
You talk to a robot.
Mm-hmm. And it's learning the same thing. It's learning just like you are.
Yep. The difference is I have empathy. Robots are psychopaths.
Right. So,
But I have to cut this a little early just because I have to go to another meeting.
no problem.
I have a casting call for an episode of
Hey,
something for on TV coming up.
cool. Ron sent me the travel number. Is that for Surge 365 or is that just his?
I don't know. Are
He
you
said
available
I
this
could
at?
use it.
I don't know how to see what the number is, but
Just asking.
is your 30 days up?
Oh yeah, my 30 days has been up.
Okay. Send me the number. It might be Trapmandy. I'm not 100%.
The travel certification number that he gave me All right. You want me?
That
To,
might
how
yeah,
about if I
that might
send
be
it
your
to you?
agent number. Ask Rick.
Okay. Well, I sent Ron a text and asked him about it because I don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize my being a part of this, or I don't want to jeopardize anybody else's either. So
Right,
that's
let's sit which I'll text you later. I jump in this meeting quick.
okay.
Figure out a time that works this next couple days.
Yeah, I'll be texting you.
Okay.
Okay, Doug.